Hi, everybody. Welcome to Psychology 101 Online. So, I wanted to start today by actually reviewing something we talked about on Friday. If you missed class on Friday, I've been getting some emails from those of you who are like, okay, you have this homework up called Hoses and Drains. What in the world is that? And it is in the lecture on stress, but I just wanted to go over these specific things for you because honestly, the lecture slides do not give enough explanation. So let's get started here. Okay, so drains, let's identify what those are. Those are basically what we call stressful life events, right? We all experience them in one way or another, but they could be catastrophic events. They could be like earthquakes, combat stress, floods. These usually lead individuals to becoming depressed, sleepless, and anxious. How many of you right now are feeling like I'm feeling some like this whole coronavirus thing? This seems like a catastrophic event. Yeah, and it's stressful, isn't it? Other things that could be drains in your life might be significant changes, like the death of a loved one. Divorces, definitely. Even if it's not your divorce, let's say it's your parents, it's still stressful for us to go through. Loss of a job, that's definitely stressful. How am I going to pay my bills? Promotion in a job is also stressful. I know some of you are like, how can being promoted be stressful? Well, now you have a whole nother level of expectations on you, and so that can be really stressful for us. Uh, let's see. This can lead to acute stress. It may leave individuals vulnerable to death or illness in the weeks following the event. And it is true. Sometimes when we're under a whole lot of stress at once, it actually will cause us to have lowered immune systems, and it may cause some health issues. Other things that are drains in our lives sometimes are just the daily hassles. Rush hour traffic, long lines. If you went to the store this week, you probably experienced that. It can be stressful. Job stress. Again, what's going to happen right now in some of your jobs? If you work at the restaurants or in stores, are they going to stay open? Are they closing? Am I going to have enough money to pay my bills? It's all stressful. Burnout. These are basically the most significant sources of stress and can damage your health. This can also lead to what they call chronic stress, which then leads to depression, decreased performance at your work, and then, of course, cynicism. And I know none of you have an issue with that at this point. This also can lead to hypertension, depressed immune systems, increased risk of heart attack, and weight gain. Weight gain? Well, we stress eat, so trying to overcome the drains. One thing I do not have listed here that I just want you to think about for a minute, and that is that stress can sometimes, or drains can be a person in our lives. It may be, well, I think we've all known those people who just, it seems like they're always full of drama. Sometimes they drain us of all of our energy. And those are people that we have to learn how to set really appropriate boundaries with, learn how to say no to sometimes. And so, again, just another example of a drain. Okay, let's move on to, let's see. Oh, uplifts. Uplifts are a good thing. Uplifts are those hoses that are on your assignment. Opposed to daily hassles, we experience uplifts, like pleasant, satisfying experiences. They also may serve as buffers against the hassles. So I want you to think about when you've had a really bad day and you're just kind of done. And then something really good happens, like you get that text from a good friend, or maybe somebody like lets you go ahead of them in the grocery store line because you have like one item and they have a whole basket full of items, and they're like, hey, please go ahead of us, not a problem. That's an uplift. Sometimes uplifts are anything that that just somebody speaking into your life. According to Lazarus, stress neither resides in the person nor the situation. It depends on the transaction between the two. Okay, so what does that mean? Let's talk real language. Let's use coronavirus actually as an example of that. There are a lot of people out there really freaking out right now. They are going stockpiling on everything, from toilet paper to eggs to, I mean, it's crazy. I don't think you need 17 cans of olives right now, unless that's going to be like your mainstay, right? Or pickles. I seriously went into Walmart. It was like aisle after aisle was empty. Salad dressing, though, apparently people didn't think they needed salad dressing because there seemed to be a lot of that. But there is something that could be considered stressful, but how are people reacting to it? Are they reacting in panic or are they reacting calm? Because either way, it's still the same situation. So just kind of keep that in mind as we continue to proceed during this. Again, it's a time of unknowns. So many things are changing so quickly. But instead of going, this is the most stressful thing, think about how do you react to it? Can you react in a calmer way? Because you know what? Our attitudes are a choice of how we deal with things.